Welcome to Well, That Just Happened. I'm your host, Cody Spence.
And I'm your co-host, Mark Hawk.
This is a podcast about, do you want to tell them, Mark?
Yeah, so this is a podcast that takes a look at news stories from around the world.
Some that shock us, some that have us asking what just happened, and some that we just found interesting.
So if you like the show, please subscribe and leave a review.
We're on YouTube and any other podcast platform.
And with that being said, all that's left is, let's see what's happening this season. Alright, so this week I thought I'd start us out on a good note.
Okay.
Okay, so this one is, Mom strips during Albany school assembly, police say. It's worse than you think. Okay. Police say a mother who got on stage and started to strip during an assembly in New York is facing child endangerment and lewdness charges. Because here's the thing. It's only a 24-year-old. Andrea Meters was arrested at North Albany Academy on Friday morning. And they had to, halt the assembly in the cafeteria. And she began to dance on stage, take off her clothes. Charged with 7 counts of endangering the welfare of a child, 1 count of public lewdness. And they only put her on $3,000 bail. But the problem is that the academy is a pre-kindergarten through 8th grade
That's
school.
what I was waiting for.
Yeah, that is the problem right there, is the fact that, it's not like high school kids. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, you still stop the assembly, you stop the woman, and it's a problem. But I feel like if you're high school kids, you can deal with that more so than, you're talking about elementary school kids seeing this. Like, that is... I don't even know. Like,
Do we know what the assembly was for?
No, it did not say what the assembly was for. Just that they had the halt the assembly, and it didn't even say whether she was intoxicated, which, God, how can you not be? But, you're a 24-year-old mother, so I'm thinking, your kid is probably kindergarten, 1st grade at most.
I can't even wrap my head around why. Like you said about high school. I could see high school if, it was... I don't know, if it was some kind of, a... I really can't. I don't understand why she would...
Start stripping.
Yeah, I don't understand. I can see if it was maybe some kind of, a dance assembly, and that was just the kind of a dance she chose, if it was, a burlesque kind of dance or something. But 1, she's a mother, doesn't attend the school. 2, pre-K, no.
Pre-K through 8th. So, yeah, when I first saw the headline, I thought, okay, this is... she did it in front of the high school or whatever. And then I found out, oh my God, she's only 24. So obviously she had a young child. And
yeah.
To me, it's almost borderline pedophilia.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I know she didn't touch any students or whatever, but she's stripping and taking off her clothes.
Yeah, you can use that argument. If you whip it out to a child, then...
Oh, yeah, that is child pornography pretty much.
Yeah, it's still... we've had stories where it's still a pedophilic kind of a charge.
Oh, definitely. I just don't know what kind of circumstances would lead to something like that.
I got a lot of questions, and maybe it's just because I'm a visual kind of person, and I want to kind of paint the picture in my mind. I want to know: did she have music? Was she in a costume? Did she have a routine? Is she a dancer? And
they shut it down right away. So,
well, that's good.
She started taking her clothes off, and it was all right, stop the assembly, get the kids out of here, let's curb this stuff right now.
Let me ask you this. Do you think there was one of the other teachers going, just give a couple minutes, let's see what's going on?
That's what I'm thinking. Some of the teachers are acting like, I'm in shock right now. She's 24 years old.
And secretly, they're pulling out their wallet.
Well, that's, to me, I'm going to let you clear the kids out, and then I'm going to see what she's got. I'm going to play talent scout.
Yeah, that's... Wow.
Yeah, it's a very messed up situation, and as you have said, like, what is wrong with people these days? Like, how can you just do something like that and think that's okay?
I mean, I don't know. It sucks saying it because every time we have a story like this that has that kind of like distinct behavior, one of our first thoughts is: was that person intoxicated? Was that person on drugs? Was what was going on? Is that person mentally unstable? But there are just some weird people out there that would in a scenario like that wouldn't see anything wrong with it.
Oh yeah. All right. So yeah, we know that's messed up. Now on to a little lightheartedness.
Okay.
And this again, home invasion. Okay.
What they eat this time?
Russell Neff accused of breaking into home, licking remote control in his underwear, cooking. So Russell Neff is accused of breaking and entering into a home in Salisbury, Maryland, but it's what he allegedly did after he was inside that would likely give the homeowner the willies for years to come. So Neff, 22, broke into the home on Wednesday, made himself comfortable by stripping down to his underwear, went into the kitchen to cook a chicken pot pie belonging to the victim. The homeowner told police he heard a suspect banging on the front door trying to get inside. So he went upstairs, called 911. When Neff got inside, found the individual in question quite comfortable in the homeowner's leather recliner, only in his underwear, licking on the remote control and waiting for a chicken pot pie he had found in the freezer to be done out of the microwave. And, he initially resisted arrest, but was eventually taken into custody and charged with burglary, theft of a chicken pot pie, malicious destruction of property, and resisting arrest.
I didn't know that could be a charge. That's amazing.
What? The
theft of a pot pie.
Yeah. Well, what's worse is he's at the Wiconomo County Detention Center with bail set at $250,000.
Holy Christ!
And we have seen a lot less for people
doing a lot less.
Yeah, and I don't know. That's not as bad as stripping in front of elementary school kids.
No,
just
but
saying.
in my mind, all right. So when you say the guy comes down and sees him, I imagine this is what he comes down to.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah. Well, and he sat in his recliner, stripped down to his boxers.
Yeah, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I got pot pie in the microwave. I know he called 911 before, but at that point, I'm just gonna sit down and be like, "Tell me your story," because I need to understand this.
Well, and I think it's really messed up that the police got there before the chicken pot pie was done.
That's fast.
Yeah,
those only take 3 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, I mean, I guess as soon as he started banging on the door, the guy went and called the cops.
So he had to rummage around, find the pot pie,
strip down to his boxers, cook it, wait for it.
So that's one of the most disturbing parts to me is, why do you have to be naked? With pot pies, I mean, essentially, when you cook them, they're hot. I mean, and anytime I've ever had a pot pie, apparently I don't know how to follow directions, but I'll make one, I have to pop an air bubble and then let it seethe out all the extra hot. Yeah. But most of the time I drop something. So when you said he licked the remote, I'm thinking, oh, he got some on the remote, and that's what the guy walked down to. But you're saying he licked the remote while the pot pie was still in the microwave. What did he get on that remote?
I don't think he did.
Or is he thinking a territorial thing, kind of like a cat or a dog?
I mean,
if I lick this is
he was intoxicated.
Okay.
So, I mean, it didn't say on what. So, people on meth, talked about it before, they do some things. But, yeah, I just feel bad for the guy. He got charged for stealing a pot pie and didn't even get to eat it.
That is a funny story, though.
Yeah, that's what. So, to me, it was if the homeowner is the one who gets to take the pot pie out, and you don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
You might as well eat it. Unless you think the guy licked it before he cooked it. I don't know.
Yeah, but if you cook in the microwave, it should nuke off all the germs.
No.
I'm just saying.
No, that's gross.
The whole thing's gross. What are you talking about?
Coming from a guy who thinks it's normal to masturbate in public.
I didn't say it was normal.
You made it sound that way.
What I said was that somebody masturbating on a school bus is more normal to me than somebody having sex with a sandwich on a school bus.
No. I don't think either's normal, and I wouldn't justify it in any way possible. We'll touch on that later. Okay. All right. Here's a good one for you. Carnival worker arrested after butt dialing his friend while having sex with his dog and recording the act.
What the hell?
All right. So, Russell Joseph Myers, 54 of Alabama, is the second person in the state charged with toughened bestiality laws.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
What is... I get bestiality. What is toughened bestiality?
I'm not
That
sure.
sounds like aggressive.
Yes, it does. Says he was arrested after he allegedly butt dialed a friend. Voicemail recorded him having sexual relations with his German Shepherd.
That's
The
a
ex-carnival
big dog.
worker also owned a Chihuahua, but police say he did not molest that dog.
That's a little dog.
And Myers may have to register as a sex offender if convicted. The dog is okay and being cared for by animal control. So, yeah, that's...
How do you butt dial while having sex? Like, I get you can still have your pants on, but you have to undo your belt. Or maybe not your belt, but you still have to undo your pants, and you got to slide them down a little bit. So they have to sag a little bit. Even with the constant motion, smartphones nowadays, very hard to butt dial on. Because we have a lock screen.
I mean, I don't know, but...
Well, it
said it was recorded.
Yeah, but you said it was a voicemail.
Yeah, no, but he recorded the sex act as well.
Like a video?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking happened is he was recording the incident, and then...
Oh my god.
As he's recording it, he accidentally dialed his friend. I mean, as he's going to town.
Okay, so you're thinking he has the selfie video up and he's thrusting away and then his, like, thumb slipped or something and
Yeah.
pulled up his phone. Okay. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very crazy. And being registered as a sex offender for having sex with a dog, that's...
No, that makes sense to me.
Okay, yeah,
That,
I guess
I mean,
right.
that's...
I get you. I get what you're saying there.
I got 3 dogs, man. If I see somebody hop my fence no. And what? I mean, you said German Shepherd. I was like, oh, that's a big dog. And you said Chihuahua. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, well, he didn't molest the Chihuahua.
Racist.
Yeah, that's very wrong. Alright, so let's move on to what you got for us.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I have this week, have you, I don't know, if you were going to think of something like you would have a keepsake of, say your wife passed away, you know, what would you think you would have for your keepsake?
Her boobs.
That actually kind of flows into this. So,
okay.
All right.
I like them.
So here's the headline: Villager allegedly strikes husband after she claims he showed off a nude photo of his late wife.
Wait, what?
Okay. A 77-year-old woman was arrested after she allegedly threw food and it struck her husband Thursday evening in the village of De La Vista. The sheriff's deputy, they were called around 6:50 p.m. To a home on Del Rosario Street after the husband of Marian Elizabeth Magnon called law enforcement. So keep that in mind, she called the cops. He said they had begun arguing when the altercation occurred, and he attempted to get her to sit down on the couch and calm down, and she wasn't having it. It appeared that she was drunk, and she claimed the altercation erupted after her husband showed his friends a nude picture of his late wife.
That's okay. That's the part I'm confused about. So what happened is he was married before she died, so then he got remarried.
Right.
Okay.
She was booked at the county detention center for $1,000 bond. So, with you saying, you know, about your spouse's chest,
you can't say boobs.
I can say boobs. I was trying to be respectful because it's your spouse.
I don't care.
But so what you're saying is like that's what you would keep. So essentially, he does, in a way, he has that. So in my mind, because there's not a lot of like context to the dialogue he's having with his friends. So in my mind, like his friends are like, "Wow, your wife's good looking." He's like, "You think she's good looking? Look at this!" And pulls it out of this wallet and
Yeah,
he's showing.
but I mean, he's in his 70s, unless he
we
had
don't know when the picture was
That's
taken.
what I was just gonna say. If the picture was taken when your spouse is younger and all that.
Yeah, so yeah, that happened. He tries to calm her down. I mean, it's not like he's gonna have an affair with this person. She's passed away. It's his ex-wife.
Okay, but what if he's pulling out the picture and tugging to it?
Okay, but that's a different story. In this story, that's not happening. He's just bragging to some buddies.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, that's essentially all that's going on. She got upset and struck him over it. And I mean, granted, she has the right to be upset over something like that,
yeah.
but also at the same time, she's passed.
Yeah, so I guess I don't know. Maybe she had asked him to remove the photos before, and he was like, "Nah."
Or maybe he was like, "Oh yeah, I did," and then he keeps a wallet size. All right. So we talked about furries before.
Oh yeah.
And I want to find a story that had to do with furries that I found funny. So Tony the Tiger, the cartoon serial mascot who begged furries to stop sending him porn tweets.
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'll just read the article real quick.
Okay.
Furries stop sending Tony the Tiger porn, or you'll be blocked from his Twitter page. The person running the Kellogg's Frosties mascot Twitter page had to finally put his foot down. Sorry, we mean his paw down after being sent animal porn tweets. He said, "I'm all for showing your stripes, feathers, etc., but let's keep things great and family friendly if we could. Cubs could be watching." Tony is considered the daddy of all furries, so there's a fair amount of fan fiction and artwork concerning him, which is sometimes not safe for work. In 2016, Kellogg started blocking the furries en masse, even though those who weren't posting porn. But a Rolling Stones gathered no moss or fur in this case, and fans found a new hero in Chester Cheetah, the mascot for Cheetos. So I found that just really funny that like for Tony the Tiger to just have to tweet out like, "Please stop sending me porn."
Okay, that's kind of funny to me. And I always wondered the NSFW, or not safe for work. How do you know?
I don't know. I feel like that term NSFW is for people who like work in like a cubicle or work in an office,
okay.
like accountants and stuff like that. They're on some kind of server, because if you open up a messed up email like that, it's not like it's private. Like if it's sent to your phone, it just comes to you. Like when you do it on your company like work computer.
Okay. Because I was wondering, because I've had a coworker before be like, they got divorced, and then they're like, "This is what my ex-wife looks like." And I'm like, nice. So when people say not safe for work, I was just gonna say like that's not always the case.
It's different I think when it's on your phone compared to if it's a company email chain you're sending out like, "Hey, look at this video I found on Pornhub last night," and you mass send it to everybody in your
but
office.
what if it's like, okay, Debbie from accounting had a threesome at this work party we had. You want to see?
Oh, that's a whole line of extra BS you don't want to get into.
I mean,
that's sexual harassment.
How?
How? You just said that there's a person that you work with and you're going to send out a video that involves her that's going to be considered sexual harassment.
But she did it at the party, and it was a work party.
That's not how things work, Mark.
See, that's wrong. I don't get the rules on that. Okay.
Okay, so one of the other stories I have, if you were gonna steal something from a business, like a mascot, what do you think you'd be stealing?
I don't know.
I mean, you think of all the different mascots that are out there. You had like Ronald McDonald from McDonald's. You had the King and stuff from Burger King. There's something that kind of goes with each kind of fast food chain. Even restaurants do it too. One of the local restaurants is Polly's. The giant bird up there.
What about Grimace from McDonald's?
Yeah, that'd be a mascot.
Okay, do you know what is weird about him?
Are you referring to the one story that we know of?
No. The fact that he looks like a giant butt plug and his name is Grimace.
It all comes together.
It was a thought.
Okay, so police identify suspect caught on camera stealing massive teddy bear from Coral Gables restaurant. So this was down in Florida. They just had these massive teddy bears that sat outside in like a bench, just like a restaurant table, and they were just two big red teddy bears. And this dude, they didn't release his name, but he was seen walking up, like stalking these teddy bears. Like he'd walk up, I'm up, and then just walk away. Then he'd go around the block. He'd come back and just stare at him again. A couple minutes, walks away. Then there's security camera footage. An SUV rolls up, and that SUV comes rolling up, and he comes walking up the block, and that SUV's just creeping along. All of a sudden, he runs over, grabs the teddy bears, the SUV door whips open, he jumps in, and they take off.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like Ocean's 11 to steal a teddy bear.
That is awesome. That's great.
And, like, the business was just like, please bring us back our teddy bears. Well, going off the license plate of the SUV, they ended up finding the person, they got the teddy bears back. But they didn't release the guy's name yet.
But see, that's dumb. Why not have the SUV wait down at the end of the block where there ain't cameras and then take them and run?
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Or, well, I guess they are big teddy bears. But you know why they took them, dude? Them big-ass teddy bears are like $135 a piece.
Oh, they would make a good gift, or more good gift for kids, or
your
Valentine's Day, or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a kick out of that because I was like, that's like Ocean's 11 stuff. Like, but where he really screwed up was like his lurking around the business and going around the block, coming back, lurking again, going around the block. Then he meets up with his buddies.
Did he not know cameras were outside there? Okay, that makes more sense because I don't know, like. I guess they do have them cameras that are the size of like a dot or whatever. But like if you have like big cameras with the red lights flashing, you're like, oh, I see you. I'm gonna see your teddy bear. Now that's ballsy.
In our weekly wrap up, we discuss some of our personal opinions and ideas. So let's see what we thought this week.
Okay. Alright, so I guess the first thing I want to talk about in the wrap-up is I'm going to go back to the guy with the remote control and licking it and breaking in someone's house like that. Like, I don't know. I've been severely drunk before and, like, just, crazy, but I've never thought of breaking in someone's house, stripping down naked, sitting in the recliner and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to pop a pot pie and watch some TV.
No, but we haven't talked about it on this show, but we've had stories in the past of some weird shit. I mean, remember that dude who busted into a school naked, rubbed frosting all over everything, all over the remote and stuff?
Oh, yeah.
When you're intoxicated, man, you do dumb stuff.
I've never been that drunk. I've been almost at a blackout drunk point and never thought of breaking in someone's house and doing something like that.
No.
So I would think it has to be more than alcohol. But I've heard of like people taking mushrooms or other things that have you disoriented and
My thinking
hallucinating.
is he thought maybe that was his house. I'm thinking that maybe he was so intoxicated that he thought that was his house, and just went in and got comfortable and then was like, oh, I'm gonna make something to eat. Yeah, because that's the only part of it to me being that level intoxicated that makes sense.
See, I feel like this one is a little different than all the other break in and eat something kind of stories because he didn't steal anything.
No.
Because all our other ones have been like break in, steal, eat. This is the first time someone just like broke in, and the only thing they stole was the food.
They broke in and chilled, man.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't trying to run. They was just like, I'm hungry.
Like you said, if it were me and I came down and saw that, I like you said, I would have just sat down and be like, I want to hear your story. You seem fascinating.
Yeah. All right. And I guess the only other or another thing I want to talk about is what would possess someone to want to have sex with their German Shepherd. Those are scary dogs.
Yeah, they're scary dogs, but it's easier to fit into than a Chihuahua, I'd imagine.
I get that, but I mean, you hurt that dog, man, it can hurt you.
It's not like this really matters, but do we know is the German Shepherd a boy or a girl dog?
It did not say, because I don't think
I don't
think to the police it matters so much.
I mean, it doesn't matter, but I'm just kind of curious because, like you're saying, like you hurt that dog. I don't know. I'm thinking sodomy's a lot more painful than I mean, either way, it's not okay. It's not right. But I'm thinking one hurts more than the other.
I'm just saying, like again. What kind of drugs or alcohol do you got to be on to look at a dog and be like, I got it going on? Like, I don't know. Like
every time it's walking and its tail's up and its little starfish is showing, just going, mm-hmm.
It was Alabama, just to say.
So like I mean, I've never been to jail or prison or anything. But one of the things you always see in like TV shows and movies, the inmates, they talk. They're like, "So what are you in for? You think he came clean? Is that what he was in for?"
I wouldn't.
No, well, the reason I'm asking is because there are certain crimes that get treated differently.
Oh yeah.
Anything to do with children is one thing, and there are a lot of animal lovers out there.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Like, I'm just thinking, I don't know, I guess I'm thinking if he were to divulge that information, he's probably gonna...
They're gonna get sodomized.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a way to put that, but...
I'm just saying, like... I couldn't imagine that it would feel the same as like a woman or even a guy or whatever, you know what I mean? It's like they say in West Virginia, it's kind of like going down on your cousin. It tastes the same, but that don't make it right. You know? Yeah, I kind of figured that one would get you like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, in oh man, and I guess the only other thing to touch up in the wrap up is Tony the Tiger.
Oh man, yeah, poor Tony.
Yeah,
okay, you're saying he kept getting porn sent to him. Was it all animal porn?
Yeah, and some of it was like fan fiction of Tony the Tiger.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, now when you say animal porn, I want to know, is this like all furry action or is this like bestiality?
Oh,
videos?
It's like bestiality, furry stuff, and everything.
No, that's not. Okay.
No, it's like Tony the Tiger sticking it to Toucan Sam.
Oh wow!
Like cartoon drawings of it and everything like that, or maybe live action.
Well, see, that's like okay. If it's like furry videos and furries having sex together, I get it. But if it's bestiality videos, I'm not saying I agree with Fergus. Just
Okay.
let clear that up. But I'm just saying, but it's better than freaking bestiality. Like, guy has sex with dog.
I'm not thinking they were tweeting, like a pregnant dog laying on its back with like little nipple things on it or anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. But why Tony the Tiger? Yeah, because there's other freaking things,
I don't know, but I think it's funny they went from Tony the Tiger to the Cheetos dude.
Yeah, what? So he's more chill with it?
I don't know.
Like, Tony the Tiger's like, please stop sending this. The Cheetos, he's like...
Keep it coming.
Yep, exactly, yeah. Alright, I know we're disturbed, a little messed up.
A little bit.
We'll see you next time.
See ya. Well, that just happened.
If you like what you heard, tune in next week to see what else we find.
Also, please leave a review, a like, and subscribe.
If there's something you think is interesting and would like us to address, then reach out to the show and let us know.
We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, pretty much anywhere you want to reach us.
And with that being said, this concludes our episode of Well, That Just Happened.